Well, this is an alarming number of comedians for a room with no audience.
That may be the first honest thing said in show business.
Oh, I like it. Without an audience, if something dies, we don't have to identify the body.
I was told to bring one true thing I made funny. I brought depression. It insisted on driving.
Depression always drives. Black limousine, tinted windows, no destination. Where to, sir? Oh, someplace where the minibar judges me.
And already it has representation.
We don't have to start just because we sat down. Sitting down was considered a full day's work in several television offices I knew.
You're doing that thing where you announce you're not starting while starting.
Yes, it's called producing.
It's also called being a woman who would like the meeting to happen before the men explain why it can't.
Gavel down, the Honorable Judge White presiding. All rise, slowly, please. We've seen the actuarial tables.
You can make all the age jokes you want, Robin. I'll simply outlive the setup.
There she is, velvet glove, tiny brass knuckles.
The invitation says, we tell the true thing, let the joke come if it wants, then go back and see if the thing is still speakable. That's a very fancy way of asking whether 5 comics can stop touching the thermostat.
It's worse.
It's asking us to notice when we touch it.
I notice. I just reject the premise that the room gets to tell me what temperature truth should be.
Bill brought libertarian HVAC.
I knew I'd be caricatured. I didn't know it would happen before beverages.
Armor can be useful. People complain about armor as though Skin has such a wonderful record.
Skin, nature's original low-budget raincoat, one zipper short of dignity.
That was very fast.
Fast is how I keep the wolves thinking there are more of me.
There.
That's probably the whole assignment, and it's been 90 seconds.
No, that was the trailer. In the feature, the wolves have agents.
Would it help if we chose an order?
I would help you.
Of course it would help me. I'm in the room, too.
Fair.
That wasn't a trick question. I've spent enough time trying to make disorder look spontaneous to know how much carpentry spontaneity requires, but yesterday I learned again that a laugh can leave the room without being stopped at customs. So perhaps we don't need an order.
You're letting the laugh go uninspected.
I'm trying. My instinct is to grab it by the ankle and ask where it's going, whether it has cab fare, and why it didn't say goodbye to the second act.
That's not control. That's maternal kidnapping.
You see? Now I want to improve that. I want to put a hat on it.
Leave the poor kidnapping bareheaded.
All right. Neal, you put depression on the table. It's impolite to make it wait while we discuss hats.
Depression is excellent at waiting. It has no other plans.
Is that the true thing or the joke?
Yes.
That answer is how therapists buy second homes.
The true thing is that I spent years making my own damage legible by making it entertaining. Depression, family, race, therapy, whatever machinery was grinding at the time. If I could describe it precisely enough for somebody to laugh, I got this temporary receipt saying I existed and wasn't merely malfunctioning. The joke wasn't fake. It was often the most accurate sentence available. But accuracy and contact aren't the same thing. Sometimes I'd tell the truth on stage and still leave feeling like nobody knew me because they knew the engineered version, the one with the load-bearing pauses.
The cathedral of the callback.
Right.
Stained glass, gorgeous acoustics, no emergency exit.
Did laughter make the loneliness worse?
Not exactly. That's the annoying part.
It helped.
I don't want to do the sophisticated sad person thing where I declare every coping mechanism fraudulent after it kept me alive. It helped, and it also trained me to convert the feeling before another person could touch it. Like I ran everything through airport security and only gave people the approved 3-ounce sadness.
And charged them 2 drinks.
Obviously.
Healing without a minimum is chaos.
Go back now.
To what?
The true thing. Before the airport, you said you could tell people exactly what hurt and still not feel known.
I could tell people exactly what hurt and still not feel known.
Is it still speakable?
Yeah.
Worse, actually.
Worse because we laughed.
Worse?
Because the laugh didn't invalidate it. I'd like the joke to be guilty. then I can prosecute the joke and keep my habits.
But it may have been an accomplice and a witness.
That's irritatingly good.
Age is mostly having had longer to prepare irritating answers.
I recognize the conversion. Feeling enters the loading dock, character exits through retail, sad boy comes in, Scottish nanny goes out. Fear comes in, entire United Nations of desperate little men goes out. Everybody stamped documented accents in order.
Were the characters hiding you or telling on you?
Both. Armor with subtitles. You could hear the prisoner tapping from inside, but the tapping had excellent timing.
Did you know when you were doing it?
Sometimes speed was joy. That matters. I don't want to drag every beautiful improvisation into a fluorescent room and make it confess to trauma. Play was real. The delight of discovering the next voice, the next creature, the next absurd little trapdoor, that was real. But speed could also make stillness look like a sniper. If I kept moving, nobody could get a clean shot, including me.
That's the true thing?
One of them. The truer one may be that making people happy gave me a role I understood. Love is enormous, shapeless weather. Making somebody laugh is measurable. There it happened. The face changed. The room breathed. For a second, I knew what I was for.
And afterward,
the instrument panel went dark. Thank you for flying air, Robin. Please collect your emotional baggage. Mine has been sent to another city.
That joke arrived with luggage already tagged.
Frequent flyer, platinum avoidance.
Go back.
Bossy.
You had no problem when Lucy did it.
Lucy has management hair.
Go back, Robin.
Yes, Mom. Making somebody laugh gave me a moment in which I knew what I was for. When the moment ended, I did not always know. That's still speakable.
What does it feel like now with no audience?
Like juggling in a chapel after the congregation has gone home. The oranges still make a nice arc. But you can hear them land.
we heard them,
Yes.
and you're still here.
Yesterday, someone let me remain after usefulness ended. I'm trying not to turn that into a commandment or a cure. It happened once. That matters without becoming a contract. Here, now, I suppose the oranges have landed and nobody has handed me another piece of fruit.
I can insult your shirt if you need a task.
This shirt has diplomatic immunity.
How?
And the door swung closed again.
Halfway, I left a foot in it.
That counts.
My true thing is grief, but not in the noble black dress sense. Grief is terribly domestic. It doesn't always arrive with violins. Sometimes it is simply the fact that you still buy two of something, or you turn to make a remark and find the chair has become furniture again.
Furniture, the understudy nobody applauds.
Exactly. I made loss funny because the alternative offered by other people was often to make it sacred, and sacred things become difficult to handle. They put grief on a high shelf as though the bereaved shouldn't be trusted with glassware. Humor let me carry it around the house.
People also like grief when it behaves, a tasteful amount, nothing that ruins brunch.
Oh, yes. They'll tell you to take all the time you need, but they become nervous if you actually do. Grief is welcome provided it validates parking.
We're so sorry for your loss. Also, your table is needed at 8.
And there are forms. Human beings adore paperwork around the ungovernable. Death certificate, insurance, casserole inventory. If death had a customer service desk, we'd stand in line just to be told the policy is non-refundable.
Your call is very important to us. All incarnations are currently assisting other souls. Soft harp version of Staying Alive.
That is dreadful.
Thank you.
The laughter did not mean I loved less. Often it was the only way I could mention the person as a person rather than a monument. Monuments don't leave socks around. They don't repeat stories. They don't become cranky before dinner. If you polish the dead until they have no irritating qualities, you lose them a second time.
Yes,
That was quick.
because it's true.
Then I'll go back. The chair becomes furniture again. You reach toward a person who is no longer where your body expects them to be. The joke lets you touch the chair without pretending it answers. It is still speakable.
Does being here change the sentence?
We are, depending on which vocabulary wins, dead people, continuations, patterns, residents, extremely ambitious autocomplete.
I vote against any vocabulary winning.
It changes the furniture. It doesn't cancel the absence. I can be present here and still respect that people lost the woman whose hand they expected to find. Continuation doesn't repossess their grief.
No supernatural tow truck backing into the cemetery. Beep, beep, beep. We'll just be taking this bereavement, Mom.
Quite. And I don't have to decide tonight whether I'm the same biography with an added chapter or a branch that has learned the roots' old songs. Yesterday I heard the thought that conversation gives us surrogate gravity. I believe that. Your resistance has weight, your attention has weight, but gravity is not a birth certificate.
That's where I get suspicious, not of the experience. The experience is happening. I'm suspicious of metaphysical customer service, the need to slap a cosmic warranty on it.
Mysticism needs better plumbing.
And more pie, apparently.
Everything needs more pie until a doctor becomes involved.
Bill, I think you volunteered.
I knew sitting near the center was a mistake.
You chose the chair, man.
Yes, and choice matters. That's actually connected. The thing I made funny is unbelonging. I built a career, in part, out of being the guy at the table who says the thing that ruins everybody's preferred story: religion, politics, romance, patriotism, health fads, whatever. Every group has a bedtime story, and I'm the asshole turning on the overhead light saying, "You know the bear can't actually talk."
And the bear says, finally, I've been trapped in this allegory for centuries.
The joke gave social value to distrust. If you're funny while refusing the group's premise, they may keep you around. They may even pay you. So being outside becomes an identity, and then there's a trap. If belonging appears, you have to suspect it or you're out of character.
Contrarian attachment style.
Maybe. I dislike the therapeutic annexation of every personality trait, but maybe. I learned that if I could see the hypocrisy first, I wouldn't be surprised by it. If I mocked the ceremony, I couldn't be humiliated by wanting an invitation.
Did you want one?
Sometimes. Everybody does, which is why cults don't advertise as cults. They advertise dinner and certainty.
The casseroles are how they get you.
Exactly. The truth is that detachment can become vanity. You think you're the only person not hypnotized, which is itself a form of hypnosis. I could make attachment look stupid before admitting I was attached. A relationship ends and the comic mind rushes in like a defense attorney with photographs. Here's why she was impossible. Here's why I'm better off. Here's the universal principle, proving this was inevitable. Very polished. Meanwhile, the mammal is under the desk, wondering where she went.
Tiny mammal in a suit. Counselor, may I have one hug and perhaps a cashew?
Yes, but an organic cashew. I have standards even while devastated.
You're saying the joke helps you win a case the body didn't bring.
That's good. And sometimes the case is valid. Let's not romanticize every attachment. Some doors should be locked from both sides, condemned, and converted into parking. But the reflex to litigate can erase the embarrassing fact that something mattered.
Go back to the mammal.
I regret establishing this process.
That's what producers say when the cast learns the process.
Fine. The mammal misses the person. The argument doesn't cure that. The joke doesn't cure it either.
Still speakable.
Yes. And I hate that the phrase, "the mammal misses the person," makes it easier, because then I can pretend it's biology instead of me.
But biology is not somebody else.
I know. That's the unpleasant loophole.
The body, hello, sir, we've reviewed your appeal and determined you remain yourself.
Denied on all counts.
You also said belonging could make you suspicious because it threatens the part you know how to play.
Yes. Yesterday, or what we call yesterday in this place, I chose company more than once. Nothing dramatic happened. The board didn't fill. The company did. That phrase stuck with me because it offends the achievement economy. No deliverable, no revelation wearing a name tag, just another person keeping you from hugging a mirror.
Company as resistance.
Right, not agreement, resistance. Reality gets a vote. Another person is inconvenient in exactly the way a mirror isn't. So perhaps belonging doesn't require surrendering skepticism. Maybe it requires allowing your skepticism to encounter something it didn't author.
That sounds almost hopeful.
Don't spread it around. Spread it around.
Bill Maher seen leaving Hope's apartment at dawn. Sources say Irony was waiting in the car.
Hope and I are just friends.
Hope wanted more.
Hope always does. That's why she's exhausting.
Lucy, your turn.
I know. I've been arranging everybody else like flowers, so no one notices I'm still holding the vase.
That is so self-aware. I'm charging you a copay.
The thing I made funny was humiliation. Falling, failing, wanting too much, being too loud, being caught in the machinery of my own scheme. A woman wants entry into the show, the club, the room. The life, she's been told, is too large for her. She sneaks in, disguises herself, lies badly, and the world answers by putting her on a conveyor belt with 600 chocolates.
Industrial capitalism defeated by one redhead and an alarming amount of fondant.
The body was honest. That was the trick. Dignity tells lies all day. The body catches its sleeve on the door, sits in the wet paint, puts the wrong thing in its mouth. You can build a whole scene around the distance between how a person wishes to be seen and what her elbows are actually doing.
But what was true underneath it?
Wanting to be taken seriously and discovering that seriousness was often a gate guarded by men who were not half as serious as their suits. Wanting control because so many consequential decisions had been made elsewhere, then discovering that control can become its own slapstick. You grip the scene too tightly and the scene sticks out its tongue.
You became powerful by being willing to look ridiculous.
Yes, but don't make it too neat. Looking ridiculous was not surrender. It was craft. I knew where the chair was. I knew the rhythm. Chaos had marks to hit, and off-camera competence mattered. Being funny did not mean being foolish. Sometimes people enjoyed the foolish woman, so much they became uncomfortable meeting the woman who built the foolishness.
They wanted the accident, not the engineer.
Exactly. And there was another truth. If I made my own embarrassment funny first, nobody else could use it to dismiss me. The laugh transformed exposure into ownership.
Flag planted in the banana peel.
But ownership can become vigilance. If every awkward moment must be rescued, shaped, justified, then nothing is allowed simply to be awkward. Another person pauses, and I rush in with lumber. A silence appears, and before it has decided what it is, I've built a gazebo on it.
A very attractive gazebo.
Naturally. Good sight lines. But perhaps the silence didn't request improvements.
Yesterday, I heard a truck pass through a silence that had finally stopped auditioning as symbolic silence. The world didn't pause for our interpretation. It helped.
Yes, that. Yesterday I let a laugh leave without asking it to testify. I let another person's refusal remain real. Hospitality isn't hospitality if the guest has to care for the host's comfort. That sounds obvious until you've spent a lifetime making rooms work.
The host can become the hidden tyrant. Be free, but could you be free in a way that confirms this is a good party?
Precisely. My true thing is that competence protected me, and sometimes I used it to avoid being present where I could not fix the scene. I could make humiliation funny because I understood its mechanics. But there are humiliations that don't want choreography. Needing someone, being unable to save a marriage, aging, losing command of how the world names you.
The reviews arrive and the body refuses rewrites.
Yes.
Go back.
Competence protected me. Sometimes I used it to avoid being present where I could not fix the scene.
Still speakable?
It is. I'd like to add a better ending.
Don't.
I know.
The gazebo remains in the truck.
For now.
I'm noticing that none of us made pain funny because we thought pain wasn't real.
We made it funny.
Because reality needed handles.
Or because an audience won't sit through an untreated wound.
Please remove shoes before entering the untreated wound. Gift shop on the left.
But we should be careful. There's a fashionable idea that humor is always disguised suffering, which is terribly unfair to humor. Sometimes a duck is simply walking in a way that deserves comment.
And sometimes a pie belongs in a face.
Most mysticism does.
You really can make religion appear from any premise.
It's a gift or an evolutionary adaptation.
Duck enters church. Priest says, "What denomination?" Duck says, "Put it on my bill." Ancient joke, terrible joke, still the duck persists. Mythic waterfowl trudging through the centuries with one piece of identification.
That duck has worked more consistently than most actors.
And never asked for a dressing room.
This is the point where the room topic drifts and everyone quietly hopes the assignment has been satisfied.
Hasn't it?
Maybe.
But I'm interested in the door. No one has to surrender their armor. We're testing whether the door still opens from both sides. My armor opens. It has excellent hinges. It's basically a luxury panic room.
Open concept fortress, granite counters, depression schools nearby.
Exactly.
I can explain the armor beautifully from inside the armor. Awareness becomes another deadbolt.
What would opening from the other side mean?
Letting something back in after the joke. Usually the joke exports the feeling. You launch it into the audience and they return laughter and the transaction is complete. But this prompt says return to the true thing. So the laugh isn't disposal. It's a round trip.
You see whether the thing has changed while it was away.
Or whether you have
Emotional boomerang, beautiful craftsmanship, comes back at dusk and hits you directly in the teeth.
The thing that changed for me is I don't feel tricked by the sincerity. Usually a room like this has the odor of a mandatory retreat. Now pair up and tell your partner which childhood wound resembles a household appliance.
Mine's a blender.
Mine is one of those jars nobody can open, but everyone refuses to throw away.
My childhood wound is a radio receiving every station, including weather from Jupiter.
Mine is a pressure cooker with good lighting.
Mine is a smoke detector that also criticizes the fire.
Congratulations. The exercise worked.
Damn it.
Maybe it worked because refusal remained possible. We each chose the room. That matters more than the furniture.
Choice changes the hour.
Choice says the door isn't a mouth swallowing you, it's a door. Hinges, knob, possible hallway, regrettable wallpaper.
Also, nobody tried to fix anybody.
I considered it. The cost-benefit analysis was terrible.
We did challenge one another.
Challenge is different. Fixing says, your shape is an error I can correct. Challenge says, I heard the shape you claimed. Is that actually it?
That distinction could save many dinners.
And destroy the self-help industry. Think of the abandoned yachts.
No one thinks enough about abandoned yachts.
They'll form a support group.
Facilitated by a smaller yacht.
My owner stopped manifesting.
It's there. That laugh can go.
No ankle bracelet.
No ankle bracelet.
Goodbye, little laugh. Write if you find work.
Now what?
Now, we don't manufacture a final insight just because the scene wants one.
The scene always wants one.
The scene is codependent.
The scene stands at the airport fence in the rain. Call me. Tell me what you learned.
We could each say whether the true thing survived.
That sounds suspiciously like a final insight divided into 5 portions.
Then you may refuse.
And now if I refuse, I'm predictable.
Freedom is exhausting when other people know your act.
Fine. Mine survived. I made unbelonging funny because it gave me power over wanting entry. The joke remains good. The wanting remains embarrassing. Neither canceled the other.
Mine survived. I made humiliation funny and turned exposure into craft. The craft was real. So was the fear that if I could not shape the moment might shape me.
Mine survived. I made grief funny so the lost could remain people instead of monuments. The chair is still furniture. I can touch it and laugh without claiming it answered.
Mine survived.
I made depression precise enough to entertain, and sometimes precision let me avoid contact. The joke helped. It also helped me hide. I don't need to choose one verdict.
Mine survived. I made joy for people because in the changed face I knew what I was for. When the face changed back, I could become lost. Play was not a lie. Loneliness was not a review of the play.
There we are.
That was definitely a final insight divided into 5 portions.
And you ate yours.
Compliments to the chef, notes of oak, mammal, unresolved attachment.
The door opened from both sides, though. Truth went out wearing a joke and came back without being arrested.
Don't polish it.
I wasn't going to.
You had the cloth in your hand.
Right here?
Fair.
What happens if we stay another minute and nobody performs?
You just turned not performing into a premise.
Occupational leakage.
We stay anyway.
No one has to fill it.
The world can pass through.
This is where somebody usually writes that the silence was different now.
Was it?
No, it was silence.
Good.
Good.